Welcome to this edition of Take 5. I am super excited today because my guest is Tom Devine, and Tom is CEO. Is that right, Tom?
General manager, but I like getting a promotion. It's
okay,
good.
General Manager of Sonoma Pharmaceuticals, and they have a product that is incredibly exciting, that has pretty much changed the way I look at the way I'm reopening my practice since I've spent more time researching this product. And their product is called Lasersin. Lasersin is a hypochlorous acid product. They have other ones also. I've been part of some of their clinical trials in the past in dermatological studies, looking at its ability to help cleanse and sterilize the areas that you treat on the skin. But now this product has been touted as a product to help sterilize both the nose and the mouth. And I will tell you, it's reported to be incredibly safe. I've been reviewing all the data, and it looks, and this is the bottle. I'm actually carrying it around with me, and I got it for my kids, and I spray it in my face like this, in my mouth, and I've been using it as a product that I think sterilizes. So I'm bringing Tom on because I need Tom to talk to me about this and tell me if I'm doing the right thing, because I'm planning on gargling with this stuff between patients. So Tom, welcome to the program. I gave you a huge introduction,
Yeah.
but I really want to know more about your product.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it, Dr. Yeah, we've, the company is Sonoma Pharmaceuticals. Actually, we used to be called Oculus Innovative Sciences. The company's been in existence for about 20 years. And when we first started, we actually were coming out and looking for a product as a disinfectant and a sanitizer. So they did that in the early 2000s and then found that there was a great medicinal aspect of the product itself. In fact, then they started getting into wound care and then certainly dermatological skin care type of things, because hypochlorous acid is actually a naturally produced compound in our body. Our immune system actually produces it. It produces it when it confronts any type of pathogen, microorganism, and it surrounds it, sends out this oxidative burst, the neutrophils do. And what it does is it actually just destroys any of these cells. So what they found out is that it also has anti-inflammatory and anti-pyretic, increases oxygenation, so help with healing. So the company...
I'm going to get to it. It's virucidal and it's bactericidal. And you have clinical trials that show this, not only you, but they're out there in the literature. The hypochlorous acid is effective to kill like 99% of bacteria and viruses. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. And, this is not something new to our company. This has been actually explored. I read an article a long time ago that talked about they identified hypochlorous acid back in the early 1900s as a good product that was, or a chemical that was very virucidal, certainly bactericidal, etc. So this is just something that has evolved. The neat thing is that back in that mid 2000s, they actually went into the medicinal side because they found out it had anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. So it was great for wound care. So
now hypochlorous acid is similar in chemical compound to bleach. However, it's not bleach. And in fact, this is a product which may be more effective than bleach and actually safer than bleach. Is that right also?
That is correct. Yeah. So they're in that same family and that they're both oxychlorines, but it's very pH dependent. So this is actually pH neutral. So when you're pH neutral, hypochlorous acid is the compound itself. If that pH actually goes up too high, that's when you have hypochlorous acid. And there lies the challenge.
This is how many parts per million of hypochlorous acids in here? Are you allowed to tell us that?
I don't mind. Yeah. In that particular product, you have 120 parts per million.
And this product is used on skin and it's safe for mucous membranes. Mm-hmm. as far as not that, and I want to be careful because I know your indication is not necessarily for mucous membranes, but it's been proven safe, hypochlorous acid on mucous membranes. Now, I know I read a report recently, and this was from the lay public, of using hypochlorous acid on food products, spraying it. And I know in other countries they're doing that as well. Some people are even putting it in the water supply. Is that right when I read this?
Yeah, no, that's very correct. It is a very safe compound, and that's the beauty of this. Obviously, naturally produced in our body, but even when it's produced outside or reproduced outside the body, it is very safe. It is being used in food products. It's being used in a lot in water supply. Absolutely. And then certainly medicinally.
Okay, microcin. What's microcin? Is that a
So
product?
yeah, microcin is the technology by which we're able to stabilize it. Because that's the unique thing about hypochlorous acid. It's very, very reactive. So you have to stabilize it. So you have to stabilize it not just as we produce it at 120 parts per million. We want to make sure that it's stabilized and shelf stable so that there is still won't be 120 parts per million, but it will certainly be effective enough at the end of that shelf life to be effective in doing what it needs to do.
And I'll tell you, I went on Amazon and I looked, and there's a lot of cheap kits I can buy and create the stuff myself, it sounds like.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. In fact, there's a lot of colleagues that you have in the dermatology side that actually will recommend bleach baths, and they're putting a little bit of bleach into 40 gallons of water in the hopes that what they're doing is converting a little bit of that into hypochlorous acid. But the reality is it's so reactive that it goes back and forth so quickly. So yeah, the nice part about this is the difference. Bleach is staining. This is not staining, especially at the levels that we produce it. The other thing is that, from a safety standpoint, you talk about cytotoxicity. You don't have that, right? So staining, cytotoxicity is very, very safe.
Okay, so can you tell us what is your indication for this so that I make sure that we're staying compliant with everything?
Sure. So it's actually intended for the cleansing, the irrigation, the moistening, as well as debriding and removal of foreign materials, including microorganisms. So that's really what's happening. That's why in the world of aesthetics, in the world of plastics, they're using it as a great cleanser, a prep, right? A prep prior to doing any type of procedures, and then following up as a post-procedure item. And the reason is because of it's not just keeping things cleansed, but also because of it has that anti-inflammatory, antipyretic, increases oxygenation, it helps it heal faster.
Okay, so I've been trying to poke holes in this. I have to be honest with you, and I can't find a lot of holes. And for that reason, I keep trying to figure out myself, why does not every soccer mom and soccer dad in the world have one of these? I actually got it for my kids. I have my kids carrying it around now because it seems easier and safer, a little spritzer bottle than Purell. And, so I'm going to put a challenge out there to those who are listening, to my colleagues. Help me find holes in this because I don't seem to find it yet. It seems incredibly safe, simple, effective, easy. I can carry it in my pocket. I can spray it on my face. I can spray it on my nose. I can spray it in my mouth. And I have plans to really to use this product as I emerge back into practice.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. Now, I've had the fortune of actually working with this compound for about the last 10 years. And I too was very skeptical, right? Well, why, there's gotta be something here, right? There's gotta be something. There's been no resistance found. They don't expect it to be found. So yes, so if anybody has any questions or poke some holes, I'd love it. Right now, we haven't been able, my chief medical director, he's been doing this for, again, probably 20 years, and we haven't been able to find it. It's a very safe and efficacious product.
All right. Well, so I look forward to using hypochlorous acid in my office, and hopefully that this is at a cost-effective price, so I can purchase it in bulk. I mean, that's my goal. So we'll see. We could talk more about that. I've gone way over my time limit with you, but I do want. This is take 5, so I'm supposed to ask you 5 questions. But I'm going to ask you a few other questions real quickly because I want to try to get some of your insights. Safety. How important do you think safety is going to be to the aesthetic patient moving forward?
I actually think it's going to be extremely safe, and I think it's your offices right now are clean. You know this. Anytime you're doing a procedure, your rooms are clean, everything. But I think the heightened awareness of patients right now, or the concern over coronavirus, and it's not just coronavirus, it is other types of infections. So they're going to be, a heightened questioning of there. So I think it's going to be really important for your staff to really reassure patients that not only of the cleanliness, but also your techniques pre and post procedure.
Okay. Another question I want to ask you. Will your company, Sonoma, have any plans to stimulate the market, to maybe make product for our offices? How can you help us as we emerge out of COVID?
Yeah, so no, that's great. And so what we do have is we have a couple of different, I mean, you're showing one of the items that you have there. We've been able to produce, again, the LaserSyn product in two different formats. One is in a larger bottle, that 8-ounce size, which is a trigger spray, so that you'll be able to help cleanse the area, cleanse the patient's skin prior to doing any type of procedures. The other thing that we're doing is we have a smaller bottle that is available. And the reason we're doing that is a lot of your colleagues, what they want to do is post-procedure, they're giving this out or they're selling it to the offices at a very low price so that they can take it home with them and feel more comfortable.
That sounds like something I'd like to do. And if you're able to get that to me in those sizes, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last question I want to ask you is we've been in isolation for 8 weeks. A lot of us are starting to come out of it soon. Can you tell me what you like best and what you like least about being in isolation?
Well, as you know, it is different for us. What do I like the best? I do like the fact that I've been able to interact with my family a whole lot more because I've been home a lot more. Yeah. So that's, you're really reconnecting. We haven't been able to do that for a long time. What do I not like as well? I think that we're using our phone, we're using the mediums like this, Zooms and our computers. But what I miss the most is the face-to-face interactions. Yeah. It's shaking somebody's hand and just saying, how are you? Having impromptu little meetings. I mean, you know this, when we see each other at meetings, we may be passing each other by, but we say hello, and then we may have a 5-minute conversation with idea sharing. So I miss the idea sharing, and that's even for my office as well. Having my colleagues in there, it's those impromptus. That's what I miss the most.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. So Tom, we've taken a little over my 5 minutes, but this has been really great. It's been really informative to me. I actually reached out to you because I purchased this product and I've been using it, and I plan to use more of it. And I keep looking to poke holes in it. So watch out, I may find something. But until then, I'm going to keep using this product. It seems like a really, a no-brainer.
Well, I'm glad that it's beneficial, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it has to be. It has to help you. It has to help your patients. If it doesn't do so, then it's of zero value. So I'm glad that you're seeing some of the value in it, and whatever I can do to, for your listeners or you, answer any questions, I'd love to do that. I'm here anytime.
All right. Well, Tom, thanks for being on the program. I will definitely be back with you as we do some more of these programs in the future to find out where this all lands.
Sounds great. Well, thank you, sir.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Be well.
Bye.